Howdy, howdy, everybody. This is Viper, and I'm coming to you with a request on some bomber information. I thank you for your input on that. I'm glad everybody enjoyed the last bomber video that I did, and hopefully, I sincerely hope that it helped people that weren't quite sure of what to make out of those. And I do understand that there is a little bit of a learning curve on these. But moving along, one of my requests was for the modules or actually equipment and the pilot skills that are preferred to be used on bombers. And they're pretty much identical across the board. Doesn't matter whether it's German, Russian, whatever. Bomber's a bomber, and one of your main goals that you're going to look at is your bombing effectiveness, um, which is going to be your reload time. So obviously, the shorter you can get your reload down, the more you can target, zones. The longer, and obviously, the less effective you're going to be. So if you look at my bomb reload right now on the 131, for instance, it's down to 35 seconds. So if I were to take this off, it would change to 50 seconds. So it's almost going to a minute. That's pretty significant. Okay, and in the world here, where we have the world of 4.5, 5 minute games, sometimes that can be the difference between you winning and losing. So to me, the hard points are one of the biggest necessities on a bomber. Just to be effective, just to be out there and make your bomber. What am I looking for here? Competitive, I guess, would be a great word. And be competitive and effective and an asset to your team. Obviously, versus a 1 minute reload or whatever. And that's kind of like the difference here. Even the SU-10, now it doesn't have I stripped these out, something else. I don't fly this much, but as you can see without them, it's a 70-second reload. So that's pretty substantial, especially when you're going up against 131s. So if you were to put on a full ultimate, you're dropping it, over 20 seconds down to a 48-second reload. Okay, again, you're at a 48-second reload, which is almost what a stock 131's reload is, minus 2 seconds. So, and the 131 is going to be at 35 seconds. And that's kind of why the SU-10 struggles over the 131 is its bomb reload time. No matter what you do, it's just you can only get it down so far on that. So, what are the equipment modules that I use on bombers? Well, the first one is going to be the navigational radio equipment, and that helps with your concealment. That's basically kind of gives you a concealment boost, makes you a little less visible, so you're not as easily targeted all the time, because we do know how that can go. Again, reload and speed. You want to be able to get there fast and have your bombs ready fast. So those are the two important items. So to get your speed up, I have an uprated engine, and I have the gas turbine on this. So those are speed, and then of course for the turrets, I have the turret gun sight. And why do I have that over armor protection or whatever? And I'm going to tell you why. Because with that turret gun sight, I have a reach of 1,400 meters. That's almost a mile. Okay, so that's significant, and I will hit you and start shredding you way before you can get your guns on me. So that is why this comes into key. If you take this out of the picture, it drops 300 meters. That's significant. So basically, a plane can come in and in pretty quick time can actually get on you inside of this and start hitting you. Whereas with that, they're going to struggle to even get close to you. That's the difference. So this is the equipment I use. Here, and I put this on here for looks, guys. I don't run gold ammo. I use a first aid dressing. I use an engine cooling, restart. Normally here it's universal ammo, like so I put that there just for show. And here I use the improved fragmentation munitions. So that is what happens here. And whenever you open the slots, you always want to use, the upgraded stuff. And again, that applies all the way across the board. So I know you don't have all of that. Let's say on a tier 5 bomber, you're going to have less slots open for you. But the principle is the same. Upgrading engine, turret gun sight, hard points, that principle is the same. Now I have an extra slot here, so I did put down the turret gun lane drive just to increase the aiming speed and the burst length and all that. So that helps that. I don't want to use armor because armor slows down your plane, and that's what you're trying to not do, is slow down your plane. So let's say on the JU-88A, with the hard points, I got my reload down to 29 seconds. So you can see the difference. I mean, you can see right here just what a big difference this has. So from 40 seconds, I dropped it to 29. And this is a carpet bomber style bomber, if y'all don't know, but it is. And it's very effective. I don't have no problems hitting stuff. A lot of people say, well, I want to go for the bomb sight for accuracy. Well, that's fine, if you think that, but you're not going to be nearly as effective as a bomber running, hard points. They're going to be out bombing you because their stuff's going to be up faster, So if they're getting there faster, the bombs are ready faster, and they're just faster than you, don't you think that's a win? I mean, even if you happen to miss a target, a lot of times, if you do it right, I explained in the beginning, one of my first videos was the use of F keys. Okay, so let's start with the F keys. Okay, you got to use the F keys going into a zone. Number 2 is prioritization of zones. That was my other video I did, how to increase your win rate. You need to focus the high priority zones. So if you know where you're headed, and as soon as before you even turn that direction, you F2 that zone, by the time you get there, they're already working on it a lot of times, or if not, they're coming with you. So let's say, for some reason, you had to climb up to get away from a heavy, and you're kind of up there a little bit, and one of your drops doesn't fully hit well, okay, and you flip 3/4 of the zone, but not all of it. Well, if you use your F2s, there's a good chance that whatever comes in with you is going to flip it for you. That's why it's important. Okay, so now we're going to start putting the puzzle pieces together to understand why this becomes an issue or a level of importance, and why it is so reiterated, and you hear me say it so much. Well, now you know, because it could be the difference between, again, winning and losing a game. I don't know about y'all, but I like winning games. When I win, this is where I get my materials. This is what I need here. So I can get my equipment to ultimate and enhance it and calibrate it and all that. You got to have these right here. If you're not getting these, your plane is never going to be competitive. If you cannot get your equipment, okay, up here to ultimate, start calibrating it, you are not going to be competitive, okay? So that's just the foundation. So this one here is fully competitive, fully rolled, everything. So I got my rolls where I want them, my bonuses is what you call them. Everything is where I want them. This one here is a little more to go yet. I wasn't overly worried about it. I mean, I got it down pretty low, but it's just got a little bit left on it. Same thing with this. But it's, to me, I don't fly this much. I come down here and I fly these when I got to do my dailies for tokens. And right now, this one's a turret fire one, so that's going to be something like a bomb or something. And this is 88. So this is the only one that may or may not be a bomber or something, or a good heavy with a strong turret or something or whatever. But for this one here, I guarantee you I'm not going to be flying the JU-88A. Guaranteed. The C-100 maybe, but anyways, that is the foundation of the equipment and whatever. Now, pilot skills. Let's go back up here to where we're talking a pilot so you can kind of see how it's going to look as you get it up there. The number one skill I'm going to put on a bomber is Demolition Expert because it gives you your boost to your bombs. You're a bomber, okay? You're not a fighter. You're not a heavy. You want your bombs to do maximum damage. Henceforth, you're going to take Demolition Expert to give that 10% boost to your blast radius and effectiveness. The second one I'm going to put is Aerodynamics. Now, why would I put Aerodynamics? Well, again, this gives 40% to your equipment that has anything to do with maneuverability or speed. So, tell me, what do these two pieces of equipment have to do with? Okay, well, speed. These are speed-related pieces of equipment. So I'm getting 40% on each one of these right here. That's why that's important. Okay, and it boosts my speed up. So next, I have Engine Guru. I took that. And after Engine Guru, I'm just going to tell you how I did my pilot, okay? I went ahead and got Aerodynamics to give me a little bit extra maneuverability, kind of when I'm juking inside a zone from sector to sector, trying to lay bombs out. This does help, believe it or not. And then my final one was Engine Guru 2. Again, speed, right? So it's all about the speed and the bombs on this. So this was just, and it does help, believe me, that little maneuverability you get from that makes a difference when you're juking in tight spots trying to get on a major target, inside. So let's say you're going from a big radar screen and you're trying to hit the center radar dish and it's right there on your left. This will help you cut that enough to where you can actually get on that big radar site and drop on that versus having to come back for a second pass. So it can make a difference between swinging a zone in one pass or having to make a second pass and risking yourself, with a heavy coming in. I've had that happen, before I got my plane up like this, I had heavies come flying in and just, ruin my day, so to speak. I end up killing them a lot of times, but it delays the process, okay? And if they kill you, it sets you back. It sets the zone flip back. It sets you out of the loop. Have to go back and respawn and come all the way back and do it all over again. So it's a pain in the butt to do that. So if you can go in and flip and then go to the next one and flip, that's a win. That's kind of what you're looking for, and that's how you're going to do it. So that is my pilot. Now on the gunner. The number one most important skill on a gunner is defensive fire. Okay, it gives you used to be 40%, 30% boost, reduction of damage from enemy fire. Plus, it just helps you, and that's the best thing you can put on there. The second most important skill is precision gunner, and this one helps you just kill enemy planes a lot faster. And then you see the setup. Then over here, I had to get armor so I can get ballistic expert, which gives you an additional 10% range and gives you that final range of about 1,400 meters up here at tier 10 anyways. So on, let's see, at tier 8, do I have that? No, I still don't have that yet. I'm still working on that. Now, when I get this next point, I'm going to take quick reflexes and put it down here to get my range finalized on this, because right now my range is just shy of 1,300 meters. So once I get that, I should be able to be hitting about 1,400 with the RB as well. But that's how I load out, man. That's my skills that I look at. To me, these are the very important ones right here. And like I said, the first one I always put on is defensive fire. To get your first 3 points is actually real easy. If you have any free XP, you can get that like pretty quickly. So that's what I would do, man, is just get you in the groove quick and then go from there. These, as you unlock them, and obviously you're going to have less of these in the smaller tiers, but as you tier up, like on a see, that's a 6, on a 7, what do we got? Yeah, see, the 7 is a little bit different. Here I'd actually have an airframe slot on this one, where normally, so I put a skin on there along with the injection. And of course, the same thing, turret and hard points. And that is going to help. And this thing is so freaking dog slow, it feels like that everything you can do to help the speed out on the stupid B-32 is a good thing. Um, it just, oh my gosh. Being that this basically plunges in and out of tier 8 matches, I feel they really screwed this plane over. The speed for the and you know, this game is not perfect on any level, and shit is like really screwed up half the time anyways. So if they put this on a level where it's playable and the speed is kind of up there with other tier 7 um, bombers, then you know, I think it would play a lot better. So here's like the Ju-288A, which is a counterpart, and you can see how the cruise and even everything is so much faster than the B-32, and it ends up playing out that way. You know, it plays out better um, than the B-32 does, and everything, just because you're A to B faster, you're dropping faster, you're, you know, just more effective in the game. You know, the B-32 is a lot of fun on some instances. Some days it sucks, but you know, it would be a lot more fun if it had the engine performance and pull that I think is really, because these were actually very powerful aircraft. They had a lot of power, and they could get up there. I mean, the airspeed I think here is faulty. That is not, if I remember right. I'd have to go look. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you about it, but what I remember is these things had a lot of power, and they could pull really hard and go almost straight up with a full load, with a full rack of bombs in the belly, and this thing could take off and just have so much power. So I do believe this is underrated heavily, and it shows in the game, and actually it plays out against it in this game. They're not definitely not doing it no favors. So that's it. That's the biggies. As far as how you want to lay these out and the crew and whatever, that's just pretty simple. If you focus on speed and bombs, that'll get you there. Well, hey, fellas, thank you for coming and watching this, man. Glad to have you back. If there's anything else I can do and help you with, please drop me a line down here in the comments. And again, you know, please subscribe, hit that like. It helps my algorithms and helps me, you know, continue building this channel up for you guys here in the community. See you on the next one. Godspeed and God bless.